the way that the seasons are going, you got to look at this injury that just took place, man. The injury that just took place with Kevin Durant. And I'm mad that I laughed because it's not funny, but when he slipped on that floor, and by the way, it's the second time today before the tip off of Grizzlies Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga, who's been hooping, twisted his ankle in pre-games in Memphis. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it wasn't funny, but it did look real. Bugs Bunny tripping on a banana peel that Yosemite Sam left for his ass. But KD in warm-ups about to make his home debut against who did they play yesterday? The Oklahoma's was Oklahoma. Yeah, it was a Thunder against Thunder last night. He's about to make his debut, slipped, and he fucked his ankle up very, very badly. Missed the game. Was in the game when it was in a boot by the end of the game. Him and LeBron in boots now. And the news came out today from Adrian Wojnarowski, and also it was confirmed by the Phoenix Suns through the official Twitter account that Kevin Durant has a grade 2 ankle sprain and will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. Not saying he'll be ready to play in 3 weeks. He'll be reevaluated. The reevaluated word is very scary because you don't know what it means. And same thing with LeBron. Now he's being reevaluated. Zion's been fucking reevaluated since New Year's Eve. So you never know. And I think this is a scary part for the Suns because the Suns ain't doing shit without Kevin Durant, especially after the trade, and they've gotten rid of some of their depth, which is already an issue with KD, like I said on the show last week. But without KD, they're cooked. They're cooked. And if you look at their upcoming schedule, seeding is very, very, very important right now. As of recording, they are the 4th seed in the Western Conference at 37-29. They are 3 games up on the 5-16, which is the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Clippers and Warriors are tied for the 5th seed right now. So, they've won 4 in a row. Of course, that was with KD in the first week of KD, which I was originally going to come on this show and talk about, was how dominant he's looked in these first 3 games as a Sun. None of that's going to matter if they fall to a late seed or to the play-in. And if he, whether he comes in right for the playoffs and still really not having any type of real play since January, or he misses the beginning of the playoffs because his ankle's still fucked up. Look at these next 10 games, man. They start off against the Sacramento Kings at home. They're the number 2 seed in the West now. Then they go on the road to play the Golden State Warriors. Then they're home against the Milwaukee Bucks. Then they're home against the Magic, which they should be able to win. Then they got a 3-game road trip on the road to Oklahoma City, on the road to play the Lakers, and on the road to play the Kings again. Then they come home to play an MVP favorite in Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. Go on the road to play the Utah Jazz, and then they're home in their 10th game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So you got a lot of teams in there who are in the top of the Western Conference or at in their conferences or fighting for a wild card. It's basically a wild card playing. And I don't know how they're gonna do. They've been real hot and cold without Kevin Durant, and this is gonna be a major test for them. If they can stay in the top 4 seeds somehow, I think they might be fine and they might be able to get through a round if need be without Kevin Durant. But if they drop to a play-in or out of a series where they don't have home court, I don't have that much faith in them, man. I really don't. So this is a massive, massive bummer injury for the Phoenix Suns. There's been a lot of major injuries. Of course, we all know about the Ja Morant situation in Memphis, but now they've lost Steven Adams. He's going to be out for the rest of the regular season. That's a big loss for them. And then they also lost Brandon Clark. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. He has a torn Achilles, so he's probably going to miss all of next season, last year. And if you combine that with Ja Morant will be gone away from the team for another 4 games, and even then, it's no guarantee he's going to come back. As the head coach Taylor Jenkins said, that it's basically a fluid process that they're going to be evaluating. There's a list of things he has to do before he's available to play again. So we don't know if that's going to be this season or not. Good thing for Ja is that the Colorado police are not going to book charges. So it's still in the league's hand. There still might be a suspension coming. So the Grizzlies are not in a good spot right now, not only with the injuries, but with this Ja Morant thing. If you look at another team that's having some injuries, the floundering Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic got hurt last night. He had a clean MRI, but he's going to be out for a little bit. So there's a lot of injuries. Of course, we already know about LeBron and things like that. So it's going to be a real rocky road for a lot of these teams going through the rest of the season, man. So very, very unfortunate situation for Kevin Durant. Now, if we look at the rest of the Western Conference, we got to talk about the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers, since the massive trade deadline trade, have been phenomenal. They've only lost 2 games in that span. They've won 2 in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and they are now in the ninth seed, tied for the ninth seed with New Orleans, basically. But they are a game removed from being out of the play-in. So they're number 9. If the season ended today, they will be hosting the play-in game against New Orleans Pelicans. And the Pelicans, man, we don't know what's going to happen with them. They got a big win last night against the Dallas Mavericks, but Brandon Ingram's back out of the lineup. Jose Alvarado still out of the lineup. And the news about Zion is really sad. Zion hasn't played since January 1st. And, there's been another setback where they're saying that he is nowhere near close, and it's looking more and more like he's not going to play the rest of the season. And this is just how the story's been for Zion since he's been in the league. When he's actually on the court, he's incredible. He's everything that we thought he would be. And this team was the number 2 seed in the Western Conference before he got hurt, and they proceeded to go on a 10-game losing streak. Now, I know there's been a lot of people that's been in and out of the lineups, but this team should not be playing as bad as they playing, even without Zion. There's got to be something here for them to be able to bounce back in. They shouldn't be just barely clinging for life in the play-in. So if they did play the Lakers today in the play-in, I would say they're going home. Now, as far as LeBron is still going to be reevaluated, and now it's probably like 2 weeks. It's been a week. They said he is starting rehab, so that's good. We don't know if he's out the walking boot or not, but it looks like he's slowly on the recovery trail. Now, I feel like the Lakers have to be smart about whether they want to play him or not. But if we all know LeBron like we know LeBron, I feel like if there's a way for him to get on that court, he will be getting on that court. And honestly, everything is coming up great for the Lakers right now. Not only are they 7-3 in their last 10 games, they have won, let me see right now, 5 of their last 6 games. And it's just been incredible work. And we got to give it to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, Mr. AD himself. We all know I talk a lot of shit about AD, and it's not because I dislike AD. I mean, really the only thing I dislike about him, he's a Packer fan, but it's okay. We all got our faults, and he ain't gonna have much to cheer about in about a week. Get them Jordan Love jerseys. So that's the only knock I have on him. But the thing that pisses me off about AD is skill wise. We're just going off skill, nothing else. He should be the best player in the NBA. If we're just going off skill and talent, listen to me very closely. I'm not just saying he always be the best player in the NBA. No, off skill and talent, he is more talented, has more skill than maybe anybody in the NBA. He should be in these conversations when we're discussing Nikola Jokic, when we're discussing Giannis Antetokounmpo, when we're discussing Joel Embiid. But he's not. But if he is playing the way he's playing right now, he is balling. And this is kind of I hate the word legacy, but kind of like a legacy thing for AD. The reason that LeBron James wanted Anthony Davis so bad was so they could kind of put the new thing on him, so he can age out of his career gracefully, win a couple titles, and then hand the team over to Anthony Davis. That has not happened. Outside of that little span in the bubble, he has not been consistent. I know he's been hurt a lot, but even when he has played, sometimes he hasn't played up to his full potential. But if we're going to get the AD that we've been getting in the last, 5 out of the last 6 games, we know his monster numbers against Dallas. But here are the numbers that he's put up since LeBron has been hurt, since LeBron's been out the lineup. Now, he has played 4 of the last 5 games. He set out the Oklahoma City game due to Oklahoma City game because of low management. But let's go back to that first Memphis game. On the road in Memphis, he had 26 and 19. At home against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he had 38 points. At home against the Golden State Warriors, he had 39 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. And, of course, his amazing performance this past Tuesday at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, we put up 30 points and 22 rebounds, looking like young Wilt Chamberlain. So you got to give it to him. If he can continue to keep this up, then if you're the Lakers and you're able to get a LeBron James back and you get yourself a 7-game series, I feel the same. I feel like the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, of course, if the Warriors are at full strength with Steph, if Kuminga gets healthy, we don't know when the hell Andrew Wiggins is coming back. He's missed 8 games due to personal reasons. So I don't know what's going on in Andrew Wiggins' life. Hope everything is okay. But if he gets back and you got the great coaching of Steve Kerr, they're gonna be a problem. You know, they're all this shit they've gone through, the terrible fucking record they've had. They are the 5th seed. They're only 3 games behind the Suns, who could be ready to go on a loser streak for the fourth seed home court in the first round of playoffs. So same thing with the Lakers. They able to get LeBron James back. And you got this full team, a team that's believing, and Anthony Davis that's engaged. I wouldn't want to play neither one of them teams. They get the 8th seed, you're Denver. Do you really want to play the best player of this era? One of the top big men in the NBA? I know they're great. I know Denver's got a lot to prove. Jokic just got a lot to prove. Do you really want to face the Lakers in the first round? I'm not too sure you do. If you're the Sacramento Kings, if you're the Memphis Grizzlies, shit, even if you're the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, do you really want to face the defending champion Golden State Warriors in the first round? No, you don't. I don't give a damn about that road record. So they're getting waxed right now as I'm watching the game to the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the regular season. When they get healthy, you don't want to play these guys because they know they can win. And the good thing about them winning last year is the young guys got experience. They know what it takes to win a championship. Anthony Davis and LeBron James know what it takes to win a championship, especially LeBron. LeBron's got multiple. You know what I'm saying? They know what it takes to win the championship. Darvin Ham hasn't done it as a coach or as a head coach, but he's done it as an assistant coach and he's done it as a player. He knows what it takes to win a championship. You don't want to play those teams. So I really feel like the arrow is pointing up for the Lakers, and they've got the weakest schedule left in the NBA. There's a real chance for them that maybe, I still think they're not going to make the top 6. I think that's a little bit too far to go left. We look at it right now. They are actually, no, they're not that far. They're only 2 games behind the number 6 seed, and they're behind the Clippers. And as a man who covers the Clippers, that 2-game lead is not insurmountable. So they could. There's a possibility here that they would be able to get up there, man. And they've only got about 15 games left, 14, 15 games left. So they probably have to play damn near perfect. But there's a shot. There's a road here for the Lakers. And if you're opposing teams in the Western Conference, you don't want the Lakers and the Warriors to get one of them playoff seeds. You want to keep them in the play-in. Because in the play-in, I can see the Lakers tricking it off. In the play-in game, I can see the Warriors tricking it off. Then a 7-game series with matchups, and you get the bounce back. I wouldn't want that. So rest of the NBA, be very wary of the Los Angeles Lakers. Be very wary of the 4-time champion Golden State Warriors. Because both of them teams are coming, man. Now, my last topic before we go to my Goofy Mog of the Week, Boston Celtics, man, a team that has been pretty much on cruise control for the whole season, really up until these last couple weeks. A team that is on a mission. They're on a mission to get back what they failed to accomplish last year in the NBA Finals, losing to the Warriors. We know it's hard to make it back in any sports league, especially after you lose. A lot of teams don't make it back after you lose. So that's something that's been on their goal list this year. But they've been great. But they went from having a nice stranglehold on the number 1 seed to now they're 3 games out in the loss column. Mainly because of just a ridiculous 16-game win streak by the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Bucks now have the number 1 seed. But also they've been tricking off some games. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They blew the biggest blown lead in the NBA this year, where they blew a 28-point lead at home to the Brooklyn Nets. Had Mikal Bridges looking like the dude they traded for. Also losing to the Knicks again, losing to the Cavaliers. Been a lot of bad basketball for the Celtics lately. Now, there's a lot of people like, well, it's the end of the season. Things happen like this. And that's true. Things happen like that. Teams, championship teams, we just go through a rut. And I'm not saying that this means that they're in trouble or anything like that. They're still a great team. They'll be there. And I still think we're on a collision course for Bucks, Celtics part 2 this time in the Eastern Conference Finals. I really feel like we're on a collision course for that. But I'm concerned. I'm concerned because we all know how I feel about Jason Tatum. I am not a Jason Tatum hater. I feel like when I have criticisms about people automatically tag me as a hater. Like on Twitter, I am known as a guy who hates Lamar Jackson, which I don't. I don't hate Lamar. I like Lamar. I'm a fan. Just don't think he's best passer. And you guys will never move me off that fact. Same thing here with Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum has all the tools to be a superstar. I need to see more when the going gets tough. Everybody loves that Russell Westbrook quote, "Pat Bear fool y'all." No, Jason Tatum fool y'all. 100 turnovers, an egregious NBA Finals. Just egregious. He disappears too many times. That's been happening over the last couple weeks. And on top of that, I said it last week, I don't know if Joe Mazzulla is that guy who can make the adjustments at the right time in playoff games the same way the guy like Ime Udoka did last season. So I'm concerned for them. I think this is something to look at as they close this season and something to look at when they get in the playoffs. I'll be very clear here. They need to find a way. Now, I think they have like 1 or 2 games left with the Milwaukee Bucks. Those are going to be big games. They kind of need that home court. Same thing with Milwaukee. Milwaukee need to keep the home court because that's going to be very vital. This is a team that they won Game 7 in blowout fashion, mainly because they had home court. This is a different Milwaukee Buck team. This is a Milwaukee Buck team that has a fully healthy Chris Middleton. This is a Milwaukee Buck team who just got Bobby Portis healthy. This is a Milwaukee Bucks team that just added Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles has made big playoff three-pointers. And I really, really love the Jay Crowder signing. You know, everybody is not big fans of Bossman 99 or the NBA player formerly known as Burner Boy. A lot of people aren't that fond of Jay Crowder, but he is absolutely perfect for this team. They have the old phrase out there. You never want Game 7 when the Game 7 has the best player is on the other team. Giannis is not only the best player in that potential series, he is the best player in the NBA. You don't want that. So if you are the Boston Celtics, you need that. I mean, even last year, and with a lot of things in their favor, they had to go on the road in Milwaukee to still win a Game 6 just to push it to a Game 7. So there's a lot of things I'm working. It could just be a little late season slump and they'll be fine. I wouldn't doubt if that's the case, but I'm paying attention.